town is great. Before this was here, this town was not great.
This town is alive. It's really happening.
Exactly. A university and one of the hottest museums in the country, and the town goes from 0 to 60 in 10 years. It's a European icon as much as anything in any town, even
an international icon.
Right.
Hola.
Hola.
So, I imagine that there's a great deal more tourism now than there was before. Has it become one of the main industries of the city?
Well, certainly, I mean, it has been a dramatic change because the city got almost no tourism before and now gets 1 million visitors a year just to the museum.
Wow.
How many?
A million a year.
Wow.
But in terms of the economic structure of the city, it's still a very small part.
Right.
But I think it has helped the city to change its outlook. It has a much more cosmopolitan international outlook.
Progressive.
Yeah, progressive. You know,
there was an industrial site here with cranes and shipping containers. This is a shipping port. The Basques had they still do have a shipping port facility. They were in making steel products, working in steel mills, which were being deaccessioned. It was a culture on a decline financially. Mm-hmm. They asked me for the Sydney Opera House. Minister of Culture, Minister of Finance, President, Mayor, they asked for that. Wow. They said they want something.
Astonishing.
That was scary. I mean, when somebody asks you for that, what do you, you want to pull the covers over your head.
Right.
So we just responded.
About architecture is that it gives you so many reasons to be modern because there are so many levels on which you can fail.
Occasionally something happens in a city which redefines its inhabitants' view of it. The Shard has done that for London. From this view, the Shard, now Europe's tallest building, towers above all else, looking like it claims to be the geographic centre of the English capital. Unlike any other building here, you can see it from nearly everywhere. At more than 300 metres in height, it isn't as big as many other global structures, but it's entirely dominant here. Its design to mimic a church spire has led to admiration and horror in equal measure.
It took about 3 or 4 years process before we really started to design. Then we designed, and then we started to build. It takes 10 years to make a building like this, so it's a long, long story. Now we are getting very close to the end, so I'm very happy. This building is not arrogant. It goes up in the sky of London, but it doesn't take the sky. You know, it's kind of a light presence. I think it's going to be a sharp presence. It's like a spire in reality. Sometimes buildings were built in recession and they became a symbol of energy. And I think this will happen like that. It was not easy for a number of reasons, of course, but at the end it did happen.
I think it's a real mistake. They could have done so much more interesting things to regenerate the area. And it's just another kind of phallic landscape.
I'd have much more of a problem with lots of 15, 20-storey buildings where you lost the skyline. It's not affecting the openness of the place.
It's not just that it's big, it's because it's so much bigger than every other building in the whole of London. And because of that, it's created a conversation right across the capital on an issue which people wouldn't normally talk about at all, which is how architecture and the built environments can affect people and their moods.
I think this helps to redefine London. It's almost like, what's the word I'm looking for? A compass. You'll see this here and you say, I see London, that's the Shard, I know where I am.